What's up, guys? Today we're playing Epic 7, and today we're on a subscriber account, Snow Me the Way. Now, today we have a free unequipped event, so we're going to strip all or most of our heroes and start to re-gear them for the goals of this account. Now, I think that what this owner wants to do is they want more reliable hunt teams. So Wyvern, Azimanak, and then also Katie's. Then we're going to start to make our way to Nightmare. And then lastly, we really want to make headway in PvP as well. Maybe make an auto arena team and also some basis for doing well into RTA. Now, we're not going to get all that done today, but we're going to make some headway and see if we can start taking those first steps. But first, let's go in and do some summons because reasons. Yeah. Let's go. All these heroes, they're waiting for us. We have a free unequip. Let's see what we can do. So on our 4-star heroes, we do have this guy. He does have some gear. Attack pair of boots, not built right. We want to have attack, defense, health, and around about 200 speed. Anything else into effectiveness, unequip all. Let's go ahead and do that. There we go. No one else is geared. Now let's go into our 5-star heroes. Now we have a Kayron. Kayron we want on to counter set if we can. We also want a bunch of effect resist. We're going to find a new place for this. This is actually a pretty good artifact, but we're going to move it for right now. Here we go with the Furious. I have no plans to use Furious. So let's go ahead and we're going to strip you as well. There we go. Now Leia, I like her. I like Leia. Leia's pretty cool, right? I think she's pretty cool. I think we're going to level her up to 6 stars. Mui as well, but not built correctly. We can actually use a free set, that's true. We do want to have Daydream Joker, but we need more effectiveness. So we're going to strip you out. We're probably going to put this Mui onto a destruction set. Let's go now up into the 6 stars. And we'll go ahead and we're going to start at the bottom. Watcher, Shuri, Lethe, Knockwall, even have a Sharon here, and none of these guys have gear, do they? We have quite a lot of heroes built, not a lot of gear. Karen, we're not going to use. She's level 60, so maybe we put some random gear on her. This guy is actually not bad. Let's go ahead. We're going to remove that. You have no artifact. And we're going to rebuild you. We're going to rebuild you. Azaria, you don't need after 102. I also don't use the Butterfly Mandolin. I don't think that's a good artifact, so we're going to strip you down as well. We come to... Champion Zerato. No. No. We're going to leave the artifact. We're going to build Champion Zerato, but we do not need to have this necklace here. We want crit damage necklace. Remove Spectre Tenebria. This is the one that has the effectiveness. Let's go ahead and we're going to remove the effectiveness because we're probably going to use that onto someone else. Midnight Gala Lilius, maybe we can build, but I doubt it. You need pretty specialized gear for her. Falconer Clary is about to get a buff, but we're going to remove you. Now, I think that this one is pretty good. This is the wrong artifact, though. Let's see if we have one that does a little bit of damage. We have Steadfast Gatekeeper, if nothing else. Yep, no artifact. You know what you can do is you can put them onto Our Beautiful Skies. That one will be okay. Steadfast Gatekeeper works as well. I want to see 1200, maybe 13 and 23k. 160 is good, and at least 35% onto the effectiveness, but really scuffed build. Really scuffed build. So we're going to have to redo that. Tamarin. Tamarin's not good enough. Not nearly good enough. Man, I don't like it either. 87 only. Tamarin, we want to get to 105 effectiveness, maybe over 100 effect resist, 170, 180 speed, and everything else into HP and into defense. So we're going to build her. Now we come to Curious. Now this is the Curious for the Abyss 102. No longer need her. So she is level 60. If you are going through Abyss level 102, just put her into the Grace of Growth, and you don't have to level her up. You don't have to waste any materials on her, and that will be good. We're going to keep this for right now because I have no plans for anyone else to use it. We're going to keep this as well. I want to see 3,000 or 3,500. 13, 14, 18K is good. 100, 250, that's good. We don't need that, but it's probably all you have. This one is not bad. We're going to keep you as well. This one, let's go ahead. We're going to unequip you, but we are going to bring you back because we're going to use you for that other thing in Nightmare, right? Yeah. Too low, not maxed out. We're going to keep you on this. Level 70. Oh, man. Nope. This is not going to cut it for W13. We need to have an attack ring and a maxed out necklace. Not going to cut it. Destina, she's like my least favorite hero ever, so probably not ever. That's pretty harsh. But it's up there. It's up there. We are going to keep you for right now and then remove that later. Faithless Litica now, 262. Now, if you can build her and you build her amazing, then she works really well. You want to put her onto a crit damage build really fast with some effectiveness, and she works great. And we do have a lot of competition for that slot because we have the knock wall, we have a Conqueror Lilia, so we probably have a Ran here as well. So we're gonna see what happens with that. Elena, I do like, but you can't utilize her. I usually bring Elena into Ran teams, and she works really well. We're gonna keep this for right now, but we're gonna build you up. This is just wrong. Everything about this. Everything about this is wrong. This one, a carrot, actually not bad, not a bad carrot. I want to use a book on someone else though. So is there something that I can bring here that I think will be better onto carrot? Tea time works pretty well. Let's go with tea time. This one is actually pretty good. We want 13, 13, 4,500. If we can get some more speed, that would be better. But she's on this pair of boots. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this on anyone else. Let's keep that for right now. Now we come to Doris. Pretty nice. I like it. 22K, 170. She'll be perfect. Now we come to APOC Ravi. Speed APOC. No crit chance. No crit chance APOC. I don't see it. This one, we need more of everything. I love me a Mercedes, but too low. Too low. We're going to go ahead and remove you as well. We could do better. I think we can. And then I think that we're going to... This Luna. Luna works really well on not a lot of gear. And we can use that on somebody else. Landy next. This one is no crit damage Landy. No crit damage Landy. We're going to change you. And we're going to change you out of this as well. Unless you're going to go with like a 250, 260 Landy, you really don't need to have the scepter for the stealth mode. Now we come to Solitaria. Damage Solitaria. I think we can do better. I like her better onto effectiveness build. Damage Solitaria does work though. So we're going to come back to her. This one, I like it. Needs to have some more speed, otherwise good. Same thing here, needs some more speed, otherwise good. I think we can probably switch these artifacts. Now our last two heroes, wow, that was super fast. We have a Sid. We want to get him onto pen set with pretty much everything the same. You can take him down to 230 speed now that we have Zahak, and that will be good, but we need to have a pen set. This broken set is not going to work for us. And then we see Savior Aiden. Now, what I would like to do with Savior Aiden, I would like to bring her down into something like a crit damage build, right? Just like this. I want to get a little bit more. I want to get up to like 180, 200 speed, 4,350. I think she's going to do better. If we can get her on a pen set, that would be pretty good as well. But it's not doing enough damage for me. It's not doing enough damage. That one looks better. This one looks better. We are going to work on this. We're going to try and see what we can do. All right, we're all done with our Savior Aiden. 4,000 attack, almost 350, and 193. This is going to be pretty good. She can still upgrade later if you start to farm Banshee because she has a level 78 piece. And then also these level 88s, they don't roll amazing. This one's an 80 even. We can do better than this as we start to get some more equipment. Now to do that, I had to change my Sid a little bit. Maybe it's not my Sid, it's your Sid. But he's going to work much better on 3,000 attack, 230, and 300 than he would on 350. He's going to scale better onto attack, so he's going to do much more damage on this build. Now what we want to do is we want to take out this 5 effect resist. It doesn't matter. 5 effect resist is not going to do anything. And because this is on damage, right? Then I want to take this out and keep the flat attack. Give me a 7. Let's go. We get a 6. Okay, that's not terrible. And then once we reforge this, oh wow, look at that. We got 4 rolls and then 1 roll into crit chance. This is a really good piece. But also, you just don't have very much of this pen set. We're going to start to farm up pen set for you. That one came to a 91. I think that this one is pretty good. That one's 100. Pretty nice. 95, 91, 83. This is your weak link here. When you're building a damage dealing hero, you want to have your chest plate as crit damage and speed, but mostly you want crit chance and you want to have speed. Because you can't get attack onto a chestplate hero, that's really what we're focusing. Now this last one, this can be HP, can be defense, can be effect resist, could be whatever, but we really want to focus on those 3 things when you're building something like a Sid or any kind of damage dealer who's attack based, right? That's really what we want. And then we're going to farm some more of these because this is an amazing necklace. This one comes from the Hell Raid. So if you're not doing Hell Raid every single month, you need to, because at the very minimum, you're going to get this necklace and it's going to be amazing. But this Sid, top tier. Top tier. He's going to work fantastic if you want to cleave. Now, you guys know me. I want to build level 60 heroes. This one has 573,000. I think I farmed about 170 and he had about 400 when I started. Now, what I like to do is max out my Forest of Souls. Then I like to get some penguins. You can do this a few times a day just to make sure that you don't accumulate like millions and millions of stigma. But what I really want to do is I really want to make 6-star heroes. So it does take takes 20 each, right? So 80,000, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And let's go one more. 6. Very nice. And the first one on my list is going to be Zahak. For those of you who are new to the game or new to my channel, one thing I recommend when you start to get full up onto your heroes is to come in and use the name sorting feature. Now you should probably remove all your 2-star units first or set the filter for just the 3 to 6 stars. But this is going to help you because it's going to put all like names next to each other. So you can see here Ains has 2 extra copies and we can make him triple S. So one thing I recommend is that you take 1 copy of every hero and lock them. And then as you start to get more copies or copies of heroes that are Moonlight, then you can start to imprint your Moonlight heroes first, then imprint your Covenant heroes. It's going to give you more Spirit Blooms. It's going to help you with progression, but it's also going to help you with your reputation. As you start to get more and more triple S heroes, you're going to get reputation. That's going to give you Covenant bookmarks, and Covenant bookmarks means free summons. So I think that I have one lined up here with Roaming Warrior Leo. So you can see that he is a C. The Roaming Warrior Leos come next to each other, but I want to take all the copies of Leo. I want to imprint Roaming Warrior, and that's going to give us 12 Greater Spirit Blooms that we can then use to make more 6-star heroes. Doesn't really matter if you do the Covenant or the Moonlight first. I prefer to do the Moonlight first and then the Covenant, but if you're using one over the other, then go for the one that you're using. After all that, all that's left is to come in and go to your 3-star heroes. We're going to go ahead and go by CP, 'cause that's how I like to do it. And then we're going to start to just remove all of them. Once you have one triple S, removing those are going to give you more Spirit Blooms. Then you can, of course, make more 6-star heroes, but we don't want to clog up our inventory. If you really want to, you can put these into the hero overflow, but I don't know. There's no reason. Maybe if you think that they're going to get specially changed in the future, you can do that. But keeping one maxed out copy of all your 3-star heroes, that's going to help you to prepare for future specially changes. Let's go now into Zahak. Now, one thing that I want you to do is I want you to use your penguins to level up the heroes. When we just select auto select, or you can select experience if you want, they're going to get a bonus amount from your lobby pet. So we can see it right there, 11.25%. Leveling up
I
your
feel
heroes
regret only
using
after everything's
penguins
done.
is more efficient than leveling them in the actual level. Because when you used a maxed out hero in the level, you're going to get the stigma mileage, and the stigma mileage is going to give you more benefit than just leveling them, which I know is weird, but that is just the truth. Now, another thing that you can do is if you have a hero
I
that is a
feel
hunt
regret only
based
after
hero, like
everything's
let's say
done.
you have a Mui, right? I did not level my Mui with penguins at all. I put gear on him, I stuck him into W13, and then I farmed. You don't have stigma mileage in your hunts or your spirit altar. So if you have any heroes that need to have XP, put at least one into your hunt or spirit altar and then just level them as you're farming on your hunt buff days. That's going to be the best for you. You don't have to waste penguins on those guys. And if you don't put anyone who needs experience, well, you're just missing out, right? You're just not getting that benefit. So best just to go ahead and do it. And you know what? You're going to have a ton of level 60 heroes in no time. Zahak being one of my favorite guys is going to get the best gear, the best gear. But the problem is that we don't have a lot of pen set. So we see we only have this one helmet here. We don't have a ton of things to choose from. This one's level 70 even. We do have one necklace, and then it looks like we have one ring, and that's about it. So what we want to do is we want to backfill some of these things with some speed gear. The most important thing for Zahak is that he gets up to about 260 speed, and we want him onto speed pen set. We want him to have pretty much decent everything. So this ring, it's good, but let's go with this. And then let's go with well, 21 speed, probably a little bit too much for this guy. We want to get all of them around about 15 or 16 speed. This one looks like it would be okay. Now, this one is a 14, has some effectiveness. Let's go with this. And let's go a pair of boots. And let's see if we can get some more crit chance. That one has effectiveness. This one has defense, pretty good, but defense. No attack there. Let's go with this one. I like it. We're at 247. Now he's still going to be awakened here. I don't have any materials, but he'll be awakened. So he'll get 4 more speed. That puts him at 251. That's pretty good to start. And then he'll get some more crit chance as well. I like it. And then now for Zahak, we are going to put him onto one of the Guild War artifacts called Symbol of Unity. When you max this out, it's going to give him an extra 20% chance to hit. So 70% chance, which is enough to hit anyone that has an evasion buff, and it'll give him a little bit more damage. When we look at his, oh, we can't look at it. We want the number 2 exclusive equipment that gives the buff for his S number 2 to the ally and to himself. And so he'll be able to self-attack buff, and he's going to be able to destroy pretty much everyone. Let's go ahead and favorite you. Let's turn our attention now to the hunt team. And the first one we're going to do is Brieg. He's also very useful as we go into the expedition, because this player is not doing expedition, which means they have no reforged materials. Brieg is going to be useful in every one of the expeditions except for the Earth Expo. We're also going to use him into the W13. So very important that we build a pretty good one. Now what I want is at least 1300 defense. I want to get about 22 to 23k onto health. I want him to be under 185 speed. That way, when we hit auto battle onto the dark boss, then he is going to go after the boss and use his S number 2. We want to get somewhere about 85% crit chance because he gets 15% from his perception. Now, once we're able to reforge these, and that'll get us there. And then we're a little bit over on our effectiveness. We need to have 85% effectiveness. He gets 15% from his S number 3, which means we need 35, a little bit over, but that's going to be okay. We're also going to switch up his artifact a little bit. I want him to have some damage reduction so he doesn't die. So we're going to go with Steadfast Gatekeeper here. And then let's go ahead and we're going to switch Landy back to her necklace. I really only have 2 of these necklaces, so it's not too difficult. You're going to get one or you're going to get the other, right? Now, Landy, I do want to be a little bit more powerful. This one is using attack pair of boots, very good. But what we need is to get 3,000 attack. We need at least 1300 defense. 17k is good. Everything else is fine. Too much effectiveness, too much effect resist. But at the moment, I don't think I have anything better. Okay, now we come to Mui. Now, Mui, believe it or not, is going to work on this. We have destruction and crit. We don't really need any speed. We want to have 65% effectiveness and 85% onto the crit chance. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to work on his gear. No big deal. Let's see if we can level him up just a little bit. Looks like we need 500 here. I'm going to use a little bit of dust. And we get a crit damage. Very nice. And an effectiveness. So this one comes to an 83, which is perfect. And this is the free gear that we got from the, I think it's in episode number 3? Episode number 3, crit chance now. And that one went all the way to 15, and we get an 84, so crit chance and effectiveness. And this one is going to be good. We're missing just 1% onto crit chance, and we don't need his imprint concentration. We're a little bit over onto effectiveness, but that's okay. This one's also only level 50, so he's going to get more damage as we level up. And looks like this is going to be more or less inconsequential because it's going to be health. Next, we're going to go into we have to go to Sigret and also Seaside Bologna. Now, Seaside Bologna needs a pair of speed boots. I have high hopes for this one. We're 1 on 29. We start at a 25, but we get a max roll now into crit damage. Let's see if we can get some more defense. I wish that were in attack. I want a 47. I get a 45. Come on. We get another max roll in the crit damage. Very nice. Now, if I can get a plus 12 and a 15 into crit chance and into attack, I'm going to be pretty happy. This one is a 56. We're going all the way because regardless of how it rolls, we are going to be able to use it. There is a pretty close to max roll and attack and a max roll in the crit damage. Wow. Wow, that's pro gear. Look at that. 31% crit damage. Very, very nice. Now we cannot mod this defense into anything else that we want, right? We want something like effectiveness, 10 to 14. Even if you max it out, I mean, well, if you max it out, it won't change. But if you get anything less, then you're going to be dropping your equipment score. So I would just keep this. You never know who you're going to use it on in the future, and it doesn't hurt to have any more defense. 97, very, very nice. I want at least a 90. Closer to 100 is best, but epic, epic crit damage rolls. Next up, we're going to come in and fix our cigarette. Now, this cigarette works much better. We're using the exact same sets, right? We're using the hit set and also the base level attack set. Now, what I want to see here is 4,400 or more attack, getting close to 300 crit damage, 85 crit chance only, so we actually don't need to have this much. And then if we can get 65%, then that would be good because she'll be able to land some bleeds. And then we're going to go in and we're going to see if we can use those boots now to build us a Seaside Bologna to take care of that first wave. Seaside Bologna a little bit harder. Now what I want is 4,000 to 4,400 attack. I want to get over 300 crit damage, 85% onto crit chance, 65% if I could onto effectiveness, and then I want to be around about 180 onto speed. Now you're going to see this. We're going to go in and we're going to test all of these builds, but you're going to see why I want to be that fast. All right, this should be fun to see. I haven't built one of these in, I don't know, like 5 minutes. What we want to have is Seaside Bologna going first. Now, when you're doing the one shot, you want your attack buffer to go first. But for right now, Seaside Bologna will be great. Now we're going to see the ads are going to hit us. When the ads hit us, Seaside Bologna is going to then do her S number 2, and hopefully she's going to kill one or more. Now, if you have the one-shot team, you need to be done at that point. You need to have killed the entire team, the first wave, on your Seaside Bologna S number 2. But we didn't. So this means that Mui is not going to have his S3 going into the final boss. So we're going to have to rely on a defense break right here from Brieg or one from Seaside Bologna, which is important to have the effectiveness onto them to get to that 65%. We see in this case we landed both of them, so no problems there. Now we should have a pretty decent shot at beating it before the shield phase. Brieg just straight up owning Dragon. It's so funny. I think this guy's not even going to get close. I think he's going to probably die right here. So we're at about 1 minute and 30 seconds. I think this one could go a little bit faster. Mui is only level 50. And also, I think that there's the wrong exclusive equipment onto this cigarette because her S number 2 should have gone 2 times when she used it. There it is. Not bad, not super clean. Let me check the S number 2 and then we'll come back to this one. That W13 run was pretty good. We're going to be able to have about a 90 to a 95% success rate, and it's going to get even faster once we have Molagora. So this is what our final build on Seaside Bologna looks like. We want to bring her up another 200 or so onto the attack. We also want to get another 30 onto the effectiveness. Let's look at our cigarette next. This one is pretty good. You don't need to max her out because you're not bringing cigarette into anything that's not going to be fire, so she'll have 100% crit rate. I probably would not max out the weapon, but the helmet is pretty okay if you wanted to put that onto somebody else. We also had a change in the exclusive equipment. This one, activate number 3. They had the number 1 exclusive equipment on, which is not going to be very good. I also saw that they had number 2 in there somewhere. Number 3, pretty much the only one that you're ever going to run onto her. Now we're looking at Brieg again with no Mulagora, so he's going to improve. We want to get another probably 1,000 health, and I think he'll be great once you reforge these pieces of gear here. Then he's going to hit the critical chance. And then we have Mui, of course. I'm going to leave him with the imprint unlocked. If you want to, we can take him up to 6-star, and then we're just going to level him in the Wyvern. No point wasting anything else, and his skills and his stats are going to improve once we're able to do that. We see his plus 11, we can get him to plus 15, and we can also go ahead and raise up Daydream Joker. Now the next thing that I want to do is I want to work on the A13 team. So what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to run Mercedes. You could run your green Vildred. He has him, but he's not leveled, and we have no runes. So we're going to level up Mercedes. As you can see, she has no gear because I took that gear and I put it onto the Brieg. So we are going to go full combat mode. Full combat mode here, and we're going to do it onto a crit set. We get a little bit of effectiveness. This is the build that we are going to run. I like it. This one is going to be pretty good. Full attack build. Now here's the Adventure Ras that I built. This one is going to function much better. I think the other one had like 2 or 3 pieces on him. Not good enough. And we're going to use him going into A13, but we're also going to use him going into the Abyss, right? And then, since we don't have any other heroes for the Green Expedition, I think that Cecilia works the best. Adventure Ras is going to be our tank for that. We have him at 1,500 defense. We have him at 25k, 203 speed, and then 95 effectiveness. That's going to be the most important. So we want to make sure we land those defense breaks. And then, of course, he's on Aureus, which is going to help protect our team. Let's look at Tamarin. She's going to work a lot better as well. We have her at 184 speed, which is good. You can have her as fast as you want, but it's really not necessary because people aren't doing like an Tam PvP combo anymore. They're not doing anything like that. She's just going to be a PvE hero now. We're going to pull her into things like Nightmare Queen. We're going to pull her into every one of the expeditions, all of the Abyss. So she's going to work amazing on this. 95% effectiveness, 184 speed, everything else into the defense and into health. That's going to be good. Now let's go to our Camilla. His Camilla was not built, so I built her, but I also had to use some leftover gear. So not amazing. We have a level 71 chest plate here. We're going to hopefully upgrade that. And she is missing some crit chance, so I might see if I can swap her onto a crit set instead and keep everything else the same. So I want her to be around about, I mean, you can make her as fast as you want, right, for the Abyss, but for the expeditions, we want her to be at 185 or less. She's at 160. A little slow if you ask me. We want to get more crit chance and then effectiveness 95 so that we can pull her into the Abyss. If you have Kitty Clarissa, she works there, but Camilla is going to work into the A13, also C13. You can see that I have her onto her own imprint concentration and level 50 of 60. I'm going to level her in the hunt. But the imprint concentration is because I don't want to have any speed imprint for my Sinful Angelica. If I make her too fast, it's going to be very difficult to get the turn order right when I'm going into C13. So that's going to be very important there.
Go away.
No destiny can stop me.
Prepare for the next attack. To us, nothing is impossible. Call, unveil your eye of terror.
This won't be an easy fight.
Let me help you. Yes! Obey me. Go away.
Purifying flame. Burn away the evil.
Obey me. Hello? Do not fear. I'll protect you.
I hope you're ready.
Let me help you. Blaze. Listen to my song. Ladies and gentlemen, let's shine. Here I go. Obey me. Obey me. Here. Let me help you.
Son of light. Burn!
Obey me.
An opening. Need help?
Shine free. Ha. Yep. Prepare for the next attack. To us, nothing is impossible.
Take this!
Here I go. Beyond the abyss, to the ends of futility. Go away. Now, let me help you.
I very nearly forgot that we did not gear out Landy. So here is a Landy that we are going to use. Now you do have a few options for your artifact. You can use her artifact, which I hate, so let's not do that. Instead, we can come down to Rosa. I like Rosa quite a lot. Now this person does not have Bloodstone. If you have Bloodstone, then that one is going to be a great all-purpose artifact, but Rosa is going to help you do more damage as you're going through and you are doing a lot of the content that you're normally going to do with Landy, right? She's going to be amazing, and we have her under 185. If you want to add more damage, you can. If you want to add more bulk, then you can. This is not like a 240 PvP Landy. This is a I'm mid game, going into end game, and I need to do a lot of content Landy. Angel of Light Angelica, so amazing. Barefoot meta, by the way. If you have her, you need to be using her. She's absolutely fantastic. You can bring her in just about to every fight. She's great against the cleave. She's great against aggro. She's great against everything. And she has several builds, so sometimes you don't know what you're going to get, right? I have her at to 182 effectiveness. I want to be at 200 or more. 250 is better. That way you can land the disrupts onto the enemy like knights and soul weavers and things like that. Now she'll get a little bit more when she gets her imprint concentration, but we probably want to take her up a little bit as we're rolling gear and as we're trying to get more and more equipment. I also have her at 243 speed. Now, kind of what I said before is that you can run her 270 if you want. The whole idea is that she is going to take the first turn before the enemy, things like Ice Cream Dream and Floppy Hat Lilius and, Punk Rock Shoe. You want to put down the silence. They can't take their first turn. Now you can hopefully kill one or two, and then they can't recover. Another way that you can run her is somewhere down around 225, 230 speed. And the whole idea there is that the enemy Leia or the enemy hand guy is going to go first. They can't cleanse because you haven't taken your turn. Now you go, you silence them, and their other heroes as well, and then they can't take their turn. So that's kind of where I like to run her. I'm going to try her at 243, but we're going to use her into our auto arena team, and it's going to work out great. Now, one thing I don't like is that they have a plus 15 here. They don't have a friendship 10. Now, in this case, it doesn't really matter that much. I mean, you're going to get the Molagora refund once you hit your friendship 10. But in your first year, when you have a lot of guys you want to MOLA, you really have to focus on what matters. If we look at our S number 3, we see effect chance and a turn cooldown, which is very good. These are the things that you want to go for. If you're a cleaver, you need to have damage, and that's cool. But really, what we want is to use the heroes to their maximum capability with effect chance and with cooldowns. When we look at our S number 1, we see the +5 here. That gives you 10% damage. That's really not going to matter because she's not there for the damage. She's not going to do a lot of damage. You don't have attack on her. You don't have crit chance. You don't have crit damage. She's not going to be fantastic on damage. So this really could have waited until you hit +10, right? Or even you could have gone to +3, got to friendship 10, and then gone to 4, and then just stopped. Then you can use those Mologors on something else. Also, there's catalysts involved, so you could have used those catalysts on something else, then come back and finished her when we, got further down the line, when you got made more progress in your heroes, come back and finish her. But to use her to make her effective, you really didn't need to go that far. She's still going to be great, even though you didn't get that +5 on our S number 1. And of course, we cannot finish a video without building Crow. He's amazing. 15, 28, 170, and the rest into effect resist. This one is going to be pretty amazing. I love Crow. He's like one of my very favorite heroes. He's one of the OG heroes. He'll never change. He's that good. And then, of course, we're going to have him onto exclusive equipment. Number 3, +10 speed. That one is nice. I like him because he can tank out a lot of the green units. You can bring him into things like Sid. You can bring him into things like Rimuru. He has enough health and defense, and he's going to tank that out. Then he's going to horse, and he's going to blast you in the face. I love it so much. Now, in this one, we don't want to be too fast, right? We want to go after the enemy Rimuru, after the enemy Senya. So take him to about 180 speed, but don't go over 200, and that way you can utilize him to tank those green heroes and do a fantastic job. I mean, Crow, he's timeless, and this one's kind of angry though, so I don't know. It's kind of making me a little bit afraid. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Give me a like so other people just like you can find it as well. Until next time, happy hunting and good luck on your battles.